You're watching 48 Fastcast.
All right, good morning. Welcome into the Fastcast. Today, the first day of fall. Later today.
Later today.
But I know we're all excited about that.
Yeah, I'm jumping the gun here. I've been talking about it all morning, and Eric's like, not so fast. Still got a couple more hours.
Yes, but I know the home is decorated for fall
It's
and
been
Halloween,
decorated.
and I hope you could see it because it is impressive. Claudia, she was hard at work, and what we've got this morning, well, we had a few sprinkles. That's it. Can't call it even rainfall. I'm going to call it sprinkles. A couple of you might have a few raindrops hit the windshield when you're driving to work, into the office here this morning, or maybe taking the kids to the bus stop or school. Looks like we've got one, maybe two rounds of very isolated showers and storms, similar to the coverage we had over the weekend. Some people see rain, but not all. But mid to late morning is round one. The second round of isolated downpours and embedded storms coming in into the afternoon and early evening. It is still summer for a few more hours. Yes, fall starts at 1:19 this afternoon with the autumnal equinox, but our dew point is going to feel summer-like, kind of ramping up the humidity. The weekend was hot, but it wasn't horribly humid. More widespread rain to our north and west, and that's tracking northeasterly, though. We're kind of on the tail end of the system. Looking at our heat index, or feels like temperature in the low to mid 90s. Temperatures out the door very warm in the upper 60s to low 70s.
This is your 48 First Alert Road Report, sponsored by Bankston Motorhomes.
Here's a live look at Decatur. You can see a beautiful look here. The sun is rising. We had a river boat on the river this morning. Just a beautiful look there. We'll get a closer look at Decatur in just a second. Here's a look at our traffic triangle. Starting to see kind of slowdowns all over the area as Monday traffic starts to pick up. Here's a closer look at Decatur. Slowdowns as you're entering and exiting the bridge, so be aware of that. And here's a look at your drive times on this Monday morning. Decatur to Huntsville, 20 minutes. Athens to Huntsville starting to pick up a little bit, 29 minutes. Well, 4 people were hurt following a wreck in Decatur last night. This happened at the intersection of Betty Street Southwest and Spring Avenue Southwest. This is a photo of that single vehicle crash scene. Police did not share the extent of the injuries the 4 people suffered. We have reached out for more information.
Multiple Huntsville police cars were struck by people not paying attention on Sunday morning. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt. Police tell us a driver slammed into 2 unoccupied Huntsville patrol cars while officers were routing traffic near I-565 and Sparkman Drive. The driver and passenger in the vehicle were taken to the hospital. They are expected to be okay. As officers worked to clear debris from the earlier crash, another driver also crashed into an unoccupied police vehicle in the same area. That driver was taken to the hospital and they're expected to survive. A 16-year-old is dead and an 18-year-old is facing charges after what Huntsville police say appears to be an accidental shooting. Now, this all happened around 7:30 Saturday night on TJ Drive. That's just off of Stringfield Road and Blue Spring Road. Police tell us 18-year-old Deshaun Harkey was handling a gun that he thought was unloaded when it fired. A 16-year-old was in that home and was hit, and he died from those injuries. Harkey was arrested and charged with manslaughter.
On Tuesday, a highly contested mayoral race will finally come to an end. Guntersville voters will head back to the polls to cast their ballots for mayor. Voters were tasked with choosing between incumbent Mayor Lee Dollar and challenger Jeff McLaughlin. After counting every single vote, the two were in a virtual tie, with Dollar ahead by just 1 vote. After provisional ballots were counted, the two were officially tied. The city council decided to have a brand new election. Polls will open tomorrow. The Madison County Commission is set to meet Wednesday morning, and the hot topic of discussion is expected to be a proposed wastewater plant on the Flint River. Concerned residents say they plan to show up and make their voices heard. This all dates back to July when a company applied to build a wastewater plant near the intersection of Winchester Road and County Lake Road. Neighbors say they're concerned over possible pollution and the lack of notice they were given. The company that wants to build the wastewater treatment plant says all water from the plant is highly treated, disinfected, and subject to strict state and federal environmental standards.
Well, still to come, a man in Hartselle is planning on going on the adventure of a lifetime, and he's doing it for some very personal reasons. We'll tell you why after the break.
Welcome back in. Now to a story you will only see on 48. The 72-year-old man in Hartselle is planning to ride his bike almost 450 miles next month.
Yeah, Russ Gordon is planning to ride the entire length of the Natchez Trace Trail, which runs through Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee. Now, Gordon took a bike trip earlier this month to just sort of practice for this upcoming trip. Gordon says he has been preparing for this for decades. He was inspired to ride this trail after reading a book about the history of the Natchez Trace Trail. Gordon says now that he is 72 years old, it's now or never to accomplish this goal. When he's not cycling, he's playing Santa. This is a role that bonded him with 7-year-old Dory Lawrence. Over the next 7 years, Gordon would often visit Lawrence as Santa. Tragically, she died by suicide 2 years ago. He says he's dedicating this trail ride for her.
Once at Dollywood, she went with a school trip there, and I happened to be in Gatlinburg at a Santa conference, and so I just drove right on over and spent half a day with her going through Dollywood riding rides with a 5th grader. It was wonderful. So she had a profound influence on my life. She made me want to be a better Santa, a better person.
Well, he sounds like a great Santa and a great person. Gordon is hoping that he can use the upcoming trip as an opportunity to raise money for a local suicide prevention group. Eric.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Eric Burke.
Certainly seems like a nice human being in general, and safe travels on your bike trip. All right, looks like we've got 1 or 2 rounds of isolated showers and storms coming through today. Round 1 will be mid to late morning. This is very minimal coverage, very hit and miss. Second round of showers and storms firing up to our south, tracking to the north and northeast through the afternoon and evening. As we go through the day tomorrow, the heavier rain and the stronger storm threat should stay to our north in parts of Middle Tennessee. We're still forecasting a few isolated storms. Cold front starts to approach the Tennessee Valley Wednesday into Thursday. This will bring the most coverage and probably most intense rainfall we have seen in about a month, maybe even longer. Cold front tracks off to the east and southeast. On Wednesday and Thursday, we could see a lot of heavy rain. That's going to lead me to believe that we could have a potential flooding threat, as well as a chance at maybe a few stronger storms coming in Wednesday and Thursday. Forecast for today, be on the lookout for some of those isolated storms. High temps in the upper 80s. Heat index will be in the low to mid 90s. And yes, fall officially here, 119 this afternoon, and actually have some fall-like temperatures toward next weekend. So sounds good.
That looks good to me. I love that.
You know it sounds good to me. All right, friends, thanks for joining us. Have a great one.